You were a very high guy on Josh Allen. You thought he was going to be a top-notch NFL player. What was the knock of several on Josh Allen? Obviously, there were accuracy, scattershot issues, but also you always wonder the level of competition in college and how that translates to the NFL. And you guys took Trey Lance, right? Kind of that same debate of where did he play in college? He didn't play in the SEC. He didn't play in the Big Ten. Where does that factor into the evaluation process for you? Because there's a Malik Willis in this draft. We're going to be asking the same questions about him. So level of competition in the evaluation process, college to the NFL.
So one of my favorite things about quarterbacks, I think historically, the mid-major to smaller Power 5 schools, those quarterbacks over the history of time, to me, have been some of the best players in this league. Mm-hmm. And when you can take a quarterback who's a multi-year starter at a mid-major, for example, and he can take them to a level that they've never seen. So let's just say they're an average type program. And then all of a sudden, for 2 years, they're winning conference titles or competing for it. To me, that tells me that quarterback has the ability to raise the level of everyone around him. And for Josh Allen at Wyoming, the 2 years he was there, they won more games than probably ever in that history of that program in those 2 years in a row. They had never had 8-win seasons. I think they'd had like 1 or 2 in their whole history of the program. And then when he was there, they were doing it. To me, that tells you that the guy's a winner and he has the ability to elevate people around him. So those things are important to me. So a guy like Malik, who's at Liberty, or somebody who plays at a smaller program, show me what they did at that program. Did they elevate that to new heights? Did they win championships? To me, those are all part of the process of evaluating a guy. And you show me those traits, and usually it's going to translate to a natural competitor at the next level.
Well, let me ask you this. You mentioned Malik. Obviously, we know that he can throw the ball really hard and he can run fast. You had mentioned when we first started that there were some non-negotiable traits for you. Obviously, based on what you said, we know that being able to work out of a contested pocket is one. What other traits to you, as you look at a college quarterback, with whatever system he's in, many of them are in systems that are relatively simple compared to what they're going to do in the NFL, what other traits would you look at as being non-negotiable?
You know, if you have any aspirations of playing a guy day one, he better have been a multi-year starter in college. I mean, to me, it may be a different game, but the experiences and taking the snaps and what you do when you're in charge and banking those reps are so important. So a guy that plays a lot of games in college, you know, like that's the great thing about Pickett, you know, staying in. I mean, he has a lot of starts under his belt. Joe Burrow, that extra year, like, I mean, look what it did for him. You know, you come out, you're a one-year guy. It's very difficult for you to just jump in and play in the league. You just haven't played enough football to hone your craft. And I think that, so I'm always looking for guys that have a lot of starts. Do they take care of the football in those moments where it could go sideways? Do they create positive plays? You know, do they make smart decisions in critical situations? How do they play in 2-minute situations? I mean, there are guys that I've evaluated in recent drafts where they're on such good teams at Ohio State or these other schools where they literally, maybe they don't even have a 2-minute situation that really matters in their entire career. You know, like give me a guy who's played a lot of one-score games and found a way to win them, and show me in those situations how he is under duress. Like in college football, you forget you don't get to talk to the guy in the helmet. So in 2 minutes, when he's out there, he's on his own. In the NFL, us as coaches, we're babying these guys through a lot of stuff. Hey, do this, do that. You can talk to a guy. They got to be a coach free out on the field in college football. So in those moments where they can't look to the sideline and have an answer, how do they handle it? Like things like that are when you're looking at the entire picture and you're trying to make a decision that'll, you know, decide a franchise's course, their history, where they're headed, a GM, a head coach, everyone that's weighing on what will be the outcome of this pick. You have to unturn every stone, and those things are very, very important.